Hello and welcome back. So the other day I was live on TikTok and people were kind of throwing out suggestions of things I should try out or listen to. And someone pointed out to me that Stevie did a cover of Woke Up This Morning, which I know from BB King. And I know Stevie was a huge BB King fan, so of course I had to check it out. And towards the beginning of the song, he does this really cool lead-in. I mean, the whole cover is just really great, and I highly recommend it. And I will link that in the description. But yeah, there's this lead-in towards the beginning, and it just really tickled my ear the right way, and I just had this like visceral reaction to it. It went beyond stank face. I was just like flabbergasted. But here's a little clip of that. Ooh, I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Hold on. And so without further ado, here's the breakdown. Alright, so I'm going to play through this pretty slowly, one time through for people who want to learn more visually or by ear. I know some people appreciate that. I'm a half step down. I'm going to be kind of in the B flat area, pentatonic area here. And just to tip it off, I'm going to start with a muted rake into the B and the E string. Yeah, like I said, we're going to start with a muted rake down into the B and the E, and I've got my middle and ring finger on the 8th and 9th fret respectively here. Just kind of nice, using the fleshy part here. And it's going to be, you're going to choke that off real quick, give it kind of a staccato-y thing. And the rest of that is just 8th fret to 6th fret on the E. And then roll over to the 6th fret on the B. And then land there on the G string, 8th fret. And then this little 2-note chord is just on the D and the G string here, 5th and 6th fret. And I like to do a little up rake before I, hit that, and then you're just going to slide it up, a fret there. And then you're going to give a couple hits to the D string there, 8th fret. And then end that on the D string there, 5th fret. Next phrase. And I do want to point out that this is not exactly what is happening in the bootleg that I referenced earlier. I'm just kind of doing like a in the style of thing, but all the important bits are going to be in there. So if you want to take a deeper dive, I'm just kind of giving you a good jumping off point. And then this next phrase, starts on the D string here. And then you're just going to walk up the G. Bend up, whole step, reset, and then instead of doing a more traditional, you're going to pull off to that major third there. Pull off, land on that D string there. And then you're going to go back to the G string, same fret. And then I like to kind of just hammer back into that major third there. So we're on the D string at this point, and then we're going to stay on this fret, but we're going to use our middle finger to kind of reach for the A string here. And we're just going to go back and forth on this little part here. And then we're going to end the phrase on the G string there. And then we're going to kind of repeat how we started the beginning. Except we're gonna go a fret down, you know, same basic, you know, shape here. So I mean, it's the same except for that one part, because we're highlighting the 4 there. And then this one's a little bit different, but it's very similar. Except instead of resetting right away, I like to give a quick hit to the B string here on the 6th fret. So that part, up to that point, it's similar, but we walk up a little bit differently to end the phrase. Instead of. So we're just basically adding in this note here, which is the 5th fret of the D. And then this is where, I don't know if this is exactly what he does, but I like kind of framing this part a little bit differently for the turnaround. Instead of rolling over to the same fret on the B string, we're gonna go up a step here to the 8th fret. And then we're just gonna bar the top 3 strings on the 7th fret. I like to use my ring finger here, and then I use my index finger on the 6th fret here, D string. Give a couple strong hits there. And just go. Yeah, just going up a fret there. So. And then back to what we did the first time. And then we're gonna do this quick, because this lead in, as I said earlier, this is what inspired me to make this lesson. We're gonna do a little 3 consecutive fret walk up here on the G string from 6 to 8. But there's not really any breathing room, because right after that, we're gonna use our middle finger here for ergonomic sake to slide from 7 to 8 on the A string. And if you want to, I encourage you to try to separate a lot of this dynamically. So like, you can probably, you know, notice how I'm starting strong. I'm accenting that first note, and then I'm kind of trailing off on the other ones. So just so I can re-accent that 7th fret slide there. And then we're gonna kind of jump over here to the 5th fret on the D. And this is a good opportunity to exercise the pinky as well. So yeah, pinky there on the 8th fret, going up to the G string here, index finger. And then I like to use my pinky. You can use your ring finger if you want, but I like to use my pinky here on the B string. And just kind of choke that off, you know. And then give that a nice strong. And that's just 8th and 6th fret there. And then the last phrase I'll give you before I send you off to workshop. And that's a classic Stevie type bend. There's a curve. There's a curve on the bend. You're not going, you know. There's a little bit of a resistance there at the beginning, a little bit of hesitation. It's like a whole step and a little bit on the 9th fret there. And then I'm gonna reset it and give it another little bend. And then we're gonna do another one of those rollovers to the B string. G string there. Little micro bend there. Still on the G string here. And on the D string. But yeah, I mean, that's the basics of it. Practice up, you know, I mean, whatever social media platform it is, you know, if you get it down, post it, you know, see if people like it. I mean, there's a lot of good, I like that lead in, you know, you could use that in different contexts and different rhythms. Like there was a little bit more of a swing on it, you know? You can even do a little slide. And you know, there's different ways you can phrase those in between bits, and you know, the fun part is just kind of messing around with it and seeing what works, you know. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. As always, you can reach out to me on whatever platform you can, and I'll do my best to get back to you and help out or whatever. But yeah, stay cool.